let me introduce myself. I'm Angelika Müller, for those who don't know me yet. I'm working for the Hallo Welt, and I'm at the sales department here, and this is exactly what I want to talk about today. This is a bit slow, sorry. First, I want to introduce the Hallo Welt, so you know who we are and what we do. We are a Media Wiki enterprise company located in Germany, and like you can see, we are a bunch of people who provide services for Wiki, like everyone knows, the installation, configuration, migration, support, of course, maintenance, and also the consulting stuff like training and workshops. But where it's getting really interesting is the customizing. And this we are doing for design, from small adjustments to complete scanning. And yeah, of course, for programming. And it depends, it's also from a low scale to complete extensions or whole modules or packages. And yeah, in addition to this, we have our Media Wiki distribution called BlueSpice. I hope you can see it. Yeah, okay. Our software is focused on several use cases. Of course, it's knowledge management, it's a wiki. And besides that, it's also quality management. This is a big issue, and technical documentation. And lots of our customers need to make handbooks to organize their company and to export it in PDF. So we have got two different kind of editions of BlueSpice. It's BlueSpice 3, and like the name says it, it's free to download and install it on your MediaWiki and use it. And the other one is BlueSpice Pro. This is for professional use for companies who are more into these use cases I already mentioned. So, the sales process, this is my everyday work. And it sounds so easy, but it isn't. Especially if you're doing a lot of customizing. And here you can see what I mean, because I'm the one who gets all these requirements from the customers totally unfiltered, and it can be from very short and unspecified to documents with about 20 pages where you have to work through and find out what they really need. And this is the first thing which is really important, that you have to understand what the customers need, even if they don't say it. If you got this, you can examine the possibilities, how you can make it, like finding out if you can do this with standard features, or if you need more customizing or programming. And this is to prepare to get into the discussion with the customer. And this is also very important, because there you can make approaches, you can make proposals. This is how we can do it, is possible. And yeah, of course, the customer has to define what he really wants, or like things like, what is your expectation if you're doing this action? What should it do, or how should it look like? So after you did this is a kind of small specification. And if you are over this, you can go and talk to your programmer. And there's the first thing, that I'm talking to the customer, I'm discussing it, I'm on a way to make an offer for him, and then the programmer says, no, I'm sorry, I need more information, or this is not possible, did you consider this? So you have to do it again. And then you're at the point where you hopefully have an implementation strategy. This may go, oh sorry, this is, you can see that one. This may go to an estimation and offer, but in most cases, if it's a bigger project with a lot of customizing, you need a step between, and this is more specification and consulting with professional consultant and the programmer, the technicians itself. So. Yeah, in this whole process, there are challenges, of course, because sales is never easy. Those can be technical or also caused by the organization. We already heard a few of them. So the technical stuff is the customer doesn't have standard requirements, like the migration, if it's not Media Wiki or Media Wiki text or Word documents, which are almost easy to handle, but other things, and also connections to other systems which are not standard or are not standard server environment and so on. Another thing are also highly customized projects, so you have a lot of things to do, a lot of specification and programming, and this may lead to the problem that you can't make a reliable offer, so you have to go to a project outline first and then discuss it again and again to find out, and then it ends to an offer. Yeah, on this way, it's always possible that the customer changes his opinions and also the requirements, so you're at a starting point again. The other thing is about the organization. They always, not always, but often have a long process and very high reaction times, so you're calling the people again and again, and they are not available, and they don't call back, so this is not really going forward. Yeah, next thing are budget resources. It sometimes happens that they have the offer, everything's fine, and they say, yeah, okay, we want to do it, but in 6 months, because we don't have a budget now. Like it was said before, contract negotiations, sorry. Of course, you have to do all these things like, no, we can't do it with 2 weeks payment after invoice. We have 90 days, so you have to discuss that again and again. Missing documents also a problem, like vendor forms or this W8 form things you have to do, and yeah, it's always hard to get it, and you have to fill it out and send it back, and then something is wrong, and this is always a thing which slows down the project. Well, in much companies, Wiki projects are of low priority because it's not something really cool or fancy. It's always needs someone who pushes it through, so everyone is fine with this, and then it speeds up a bit. And well, tendering is also something which needs a long time.
What does that mean, tendering?
Tendering is if you have to make it official first. So they come to us and say, yes, we want to do this, and we want to do it with you, but first we have to make a document with 5 to 8 pages and put it official so everyone can join or make an offer. So sometimes it doesn't make sense because they say, we want to do it with you, but we have to do this.
You have to put it out for bid. Yeah.
Well, maybe some of you know the Gartner hype cycle. This is normally for the implementation of software, but this can also be used for the sales process. Well, you know, the starting point, it technology trigger is always the one who decides that the wiki is exactly what they need for the company. But he's the only one. So he has to go around, discuss it, show it, present it, and to collect the requirements. So, and there we are at the peak. So they know what they want to do. Everyone is like, oh yeah, let's do it. But you can see the next one is at the bottom, and the thing in the middle is when they are talking to me. Because they have all these expectations, and I have to tell them, well, yeah, about half of it is possible with the standard. For the rest, we need money for customizing, for programming, and this whole process we were talking about. And this is also the slope of enlightenment, because they get the feeling, yes, we can do it. It's just a little bit more effort and a little bit more time, but it's okay, we can do it. And when they push this through and the CEOs say, okay, we can have the budget for this, there we are at the productivity. Well, so far for the process, I think every software should be customer-driven, because this shows you what is needed. And this is also what we did with Blue Spice and how it started. It started as a customer project, and it grew over the years with all the requirements we got from the customers. And of course, it's not everything we take, but we can see over this time that there are more requirements, more customers are coming with the same thing, and so we can decide to integrate it in our software and make it grow. And this is exactly what I want to show you, a few use cases like wiki farming again. Yeah. But maybe it's a different view on wiki farming, like the things we heard. What we did for wiki farming is a management and a graphical user interface where you can create a plain wiki, or you can also clone wikis, and of course delete them. So you can do this very easily. Everyone can do it in about 10 seconds. You get your new wiki. And this is also what causes very interesting use cases, because yeah, some of them are well known, like you have different departments, you have got other company locations, and they all need their own wiki to manage their content. And of course the different languages, everyone knows that from Wikipedia, of course. Customer wikis also interesting, because we've got a few people from, let me say, data centers or also a hospital who sells the access to the content. So every customer gets his own wiki, and they're selling the access to the wiki. Yeah, in the middle, the project wiki is also interesting. I guess it's because it's so easy and fast to create new wikis. So we've got companies who manage their projects with that and work with partners. So they are creating a complete separate wiki for every project, work in this wiki to manage all the steps, and when the project is done, they delete it. And this is one of the advantages of the wiki farming, because it's so flexible. And of course, it's low effort for maintenance, and with the low effort, also low costs for the maintenance. For me, in the sales department, this is also very, very good, because I can provide test systems in a minute. So, and of course, it prepares wiki hosting, the possibility to have wiki hosting. Yeah, we've got some tasks to do, because these are main things that the farm management should do. But there's what someone else, I don't remember who it was, but it's the wiki-wide search. This is often requested from our customers. And yeah, this is on the roadmap from Hello World. And let's see how we go through it. And yeah, maybe there can be a little more metadata. You can see eventually it's a screenshot that you have the name of the wiki, and you have got a timestamp when it was created. So I'm thinking about who created the wiki, and maybe a place where you can describe what kind of wiki it is or what it is used for, this kind of things. Yeah, management functions would also be nice because, yeah, for me, if I use it for test systems and I also use it for master wikis, for demo or different kind of use cases, I clone them, but they are all listed in the same list. So maybe this would be nice if you can make folders to get a structure of what kind of wiki this is. The next use case is document management. This is something where we would say, why don't you take a document management system? Why do you want to do it with a wiki? But this came up every time again, so we decided to do something in this direction. Well, we have got two things. The one is setting rights for the files. You have got files, for example, for CEOs, but they can be found in the wiki for everyone, where the rights are set by namespaces, and you all know that if you upload a file, it goes to the file's namespace. So you can set the viewing rights or upload rights to the files itself. The solution of this was simple and logical. We made it assignable to different namespaces, and so you can manage the rights for the documents. The other thing is managing and editing files. The customers always mention that it's so cumbersome to manage the files, like uploading it and moving it and deleting it. Also the editing process, you have to have a second version at your file server, maybe, or you download it, edit it, download it, edit it, and then upload it again. And this is what we were also working on. And we took WebDAV as a technology for this. So the wiki has its own file system where you can easily, like in your file system, like you know it, move or delete or upload several files you want. And the other thing is that you can open the files directly from the wiki, make your changes and save it back to the wiki. Of course, with the versioning. So the quality management, this is a big issue in our company. And we did a lot of stuff for that, like the so-called teamwork. This is a tool for making review processes, review workflows, and also approvals. So if you make changes, that will be saved in a draft version, and after approval, it will be published to the wiki, and so on. And in this area, it was very interesting because of the DIN ISO 9001. I'm not sure if this is correct, but yeah, they published a new version at the end of last year, and the customer showed up with a new requirement. It was like, we want to have a read confirmation. And it was not just one, then other followed. And this is something where this ISO caused these new requirements, and this is what we did now. It's a two-step read confirmation. It's an active and a passive one. And yeah, this is also what we will integrate into our wiki for the next release. Yeah, last but not least, it's semantic. And there are 3 different ways the people get to semantic. The one which are very low in amount is the ones who demand it, who really write, I want semantic, do you have it in your system? The others request for a special use case. They say that we want to have profiles where the users have their skills, and we want to search for the skills or have these people listed to find them. And then I can say, and they say, okay, can we do this with semantic? So they are informed about, but they don't know exactly if this is possible. And yeah, the third way is that I just suggested. They came up with the requirements and they say, we can do this with semantic. But what I figured out is that the people from the companies are not very informed about it. They don't have the knowledge about using semantic. So they always need services like training and workshops and pre-designed templates. And after this also support, because they don't have the time to look around and figure out how it works. So they want to use it right now. And our next steps in this field is better integration of the semantic features in the wiki, and related to the quality management issue. This is really interesting. We want to do some automatically created metadata for the templates, like is this page approved? Who is the responsible editor? When was the last edit? And this goes automatically into the template and can be filtered then. Well, okay. This is what I want to tell you about. Is so if you have got ideas or something, contact us or ask.
Thank you, Angelika. Does anybody has questions? Questions. Is this the lull after the lunch? Yeah.
So I'm just curious, one of the things you mentioned was that early lead up cycle,
Yeah.
you know, discovering. Some clients have like, you know, a 2-sentence, you know, description of what they want, and that's pretty much all they want to give you.
Yeah.
And other clients might come with, like you said, 20 pages and 20
Yeah.
years of history behind
Yeah.
their problem, and they shove it all on you, and then they expect you to figure it out and translate it. But do you want to comment about how you, because then the problem I've found is that they're not ready yet to sign a contract and pay you.
Yes.
And so how do you go about the early consulting process?
Well, it is difficult. You have to talk to them, of course, to find out more if it's underspecified. But also with these long documents, this is often so much text and so less information in it. So this is where you have to call them and talk about it. That's the first thing you do. And you always have to consider if it is a really huge project, then it totally makes sense to do this step in the middle, the specification with a technician, with a consultant, and so on. And this is, of course, something that has to be paid. Yeah, this is sometimes difficult because the customer doesn't understand it, but you have to convince them, because you can do it and then it's not the thing they wanted. or they can go through this process, have those telephone conferences, or maybe if it's really huge, a day of workshop, and then they really get what they want, and they also get a specification sheet where we can work through, and yeah. But it always depends on the customer. At the sales, it's always like this. You have to figure out how they want it, if it's a matter of the budget or something. So,
Any more questions? No? Hey, Angelika, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.
And remember, they have a free product on the website as well, so hey, I love free products.